on the Sevens Mastered Self Academy with Pyphrius B. Metatron. I am Pyphrius B. Metatron, your hostess with the mostest. I am grateful and thankful for every one of you that is here live on Zoom, live on the book, and live on the Sevens with Pyphrius B. Metatron's internet radio station. However, if you would like to be part of the discussion and if you would like to have your voice heard, I would like for you to avail yourself of the Zoom link and join us here on Zoom. Zoom is where we have it happening and going back and forth. And I would appreciate it if you would join me here on the Zoom link so that you could be a part of the conversation and get your voice heard. Today, today. Oh, today is a good damn day to be me. Every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe it. I live it. I bees it. And I require it. And what I mean by requiring it is I require everyone that I come in contact with to be. No judgments, nothing critical, just be. Be authentically you, unapologetically, as I will always be authentically me, unapologetically. So I want y'all to repeat this after me. However you wish to do that, it is, you can open your mic or not. However, today I want you to look in the mirror or look at yourself or visualize you looking at yourself and yourself looking back at you, and repeat this. Today is a good damn day to be me. No, you know what? Every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe it. I live it. I bees it. And I require it. I guarantee you do that at least 3 times a day. In the morning upon your rising, in the evening right before you go to bed and retire or start sleep sequence. And then once in the middle of the day at least. You do that every day and your life begins to improve exponentially the more you do that. I am thankful and grateful for each of us that is here today. Today is February 1st. And it is a new moon in Aquarius. And we're a couple of days away from Mercury going direct. And I don't know about anybody else, but I am grateful that the month of January 2022 is over. I did mention in the yearly review that 2022 was going to be the year of karma. And I talked more about America's karma. However, any of us that are Americans, your karma is coming too. Your karma will come in the areas of your concern. At least they come in my areas of concern. My number one concern always, first and foremost, is my health. And then my number 2 concern currently is my vehicle. And of course, in the month of January 2022, my health issue and issues with my vehicle manifested. glad to report that with the turning of the calendar, my health issue is still the same, yet there is a difference in the vibration that's going on inside of me because of it. And that is directly a result of jumping into a new month. My vehicle and driving privileges and all of that, those issues have been successfully resolved. Took some finances that stretched me. However, I was grateful that I had the finances to be stretched. And yet, there is still 11 months more, 10 months and 27 days more of this to go through. So I suggest that each of us examine the issues that came up in January. Examine those things, those situations, associations, and endeavors that came up in the month of January, and see where the lesson in all of that was. The lesson for me is always take care of your business the first time, fully and complete, and leave nothing open for interpretation or chance. About my health, that is a part of my soul journey, and it is something that is very manageable, and as long as I do my part, my body will do its part. I am thankful and grateful that, without having my arm twisted or without being forced by a medical professional, I do pretty well at listening and paying attention to what my body needs and what it doesn't need, and when the shifts come in. I'd like to open it up right now to anybody who would like to share anything about their January, or about or about some big things that are coming up for them. Just want to open it up and give everybody a chance on this new moon in Aquarius, Tuesday, February 1st. Anybody?
Hi.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well today. How are you?
I'm good. Me and my turbo, we're trying to get home real quick because it's a snowstorm and it's cold, and I don't want to get too cold. So I'm gonna go home. I got my cereal, my Lucky Charms cereal, go home and snuggle back in my bed before this snowstorm comes. So just wanted to let you know, thank you for the blessings. I'm feeling much better. I went to work today, and so I was able to cancel a couple of people and slow down my day. So I was kind of thankful for that. And so I'm good. I'm going home. So in this traffic, a lot of traffic, people going home.
Well, we are definitely appreciative of you joining us on your way home. We want you to be extra careful and extra safe on those roads, especially with snow coming down. And we are sending you optimal driving experience, safe travel energy, and peace of mind energy as you navigate to and through these roads. We do want to recognize that you are beaming and shining bright over there, and that we are grateful and thankful that you are feeling much better. You didn't even have to tell any of us that you was feeling better. We can look at you and tell that you're feeling much, much better. And there's that smile. There it is. There
Well,
it
thank
is.
you so much.
You're so very, very welcome. Appreciate you, Joanne. Anybody else want to share anything before we get started today? It's a new moon, y'all. New moon in Aquarius. one of my signs, one of my rising signs. And how's everybody feeling on this new moon? You feel the energy shift from January to February? Did anybody feel the shift? Did you go to bed last night feeling one way and wake up this morning feeling another way and wonder, wow, what did I do in my sleep? Not so much what you did, it's what happens when the numbers change. I want us to get intimate with the numbers and intimate with our own numbers. Thus, the reason for today's class and the reason for all of these classes. I want us to become intimate and know our numbers better than we know anything else. So again, I'm thankful and grateful for everyone that has joined us today. This is Master Self Numerology, Number Distribution and Number Intensification, February 1st, 2022. This is our regularly scheduled 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time class. And today we'll be going over the number distribution and number intensification overview. Those that are on the call, did everyone receive their email from me and have a chance to look at it? You can just raise your hand or put a thumbs up or whatever in the box. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you.
No, I haven't seen any.
It's okay. When you get home, check your email. I sent you something. It has a graph of your numbers and it has a profile with your numbers. And this is something that we should and must bring to every class from now on, so that we all will have our own numbers right in front of us, so that the classes can start meaning even that much more to each of us. So when you get an opportunity, if you have not done so yet, check your emails. There should be an email with an attachment on it from me. And it is something that I believe is the beginning of each one of you obtaining the key that unlocks the cosmic code of your name, which will allow you to start happening to life instead of allowing life to happen to you. So today we're going to get into number distribution and number intensification. The number distribution shows us where certain numbers are in our given names at birth and our numerology chart. It shows at any given time just what numbers are influencing you and where they are located on what planes and in what areas, things of that nature. It shows you where they are concentrated and how many of each number you may have that are affecting you and your soul's journey. When we look across our names, and those of us that have been in class for a while, you probably look at your name and you can tell which numbers you don't have. And we've had classes when I've talked about specific numbers, and you know, we want some of the characteristics of some and maybe not like some of the characteristics of others, and it is the beauty of each of us is wrapped up in our given name at birth. And today we're going to find out just how significant those numbers are and just how powerful an intimate relationship with them can be and can become. Number intensification deals with the repeated occurrence of the same letter or number in your given name at birth, and not just from a main position. When numbers are repeated many times in your given names at birth, that essence and sense of thought and feeling is definitely a decided trait of your personality. And it even could be a talent that you can use for your benefit. Now, what I mean by that is look at how many, find in your name, find in your names which number repeats the most. And just drop it in the chat box. You can find in your names, and it's on that sheet that I gave you, but if you don't have that sheet, just find in your names what number repeats the most. That tells you a very lot about who you are. It tells you an awful lot about your personality and disposition, attitudes and behaviors. It also tells you what talents and skills and abilities that you are equipped with. In my numerology chart, I'm 3s and 7s. And I have a significant intensification of the number 3 in my chart. At my given name at birth, I have a significant number of 3s in and through that chart. Pi Frisbee Metatron has a significant number of 7s in that chart. So those, the essence and the sense of thought and feeling of a 3 and of a 7 are decided traits in my personality. And they are definitely, they're talents I've used to my benefit throughout my entire incarnation. You know, up until probably age 34 or 35, maybe 36, I was unwittingly using them. And then once I ascended to the king, my suit, then I began to pay much more intimate attention to them. So look in your charts and look on that when you get a chance. If you don't have it now, look on that attachment that I sent to you, and look how your numbers are distributed, and look at how many. Look at the ones that are intensified, and we'll get to which letters, how many times they should show up in your names. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want us to start thinking about that. I want you to think about, you know, how many numbers in my name repeat, and could that be a significant? It is very significant. As we're going to find out as we continue to go on. Any questions? Any comments? Nope. All right. Number intensification can also become a negative character trait due to the over intensification or over awareness of the number and the character traits thereof. What I mean by that is you let's just use a number one. You could have a over intensification of number ones, and it could take that leadership and initiative and innovation, and it could times it times 10 and make you ultra arrogant, snooty, snotty, and just really difficult to deal with. Nobody even want to be around you too much. If you have just with the if you have too many ones in your name. I did a compatibility chart for this associate of mine and his fiance, and in her entire numerology chart, she had 25 ones. 25. I would say that's a tremendous over intensification of the number one. And I read it as such. And I told him it was going to be difficult to deal with this person. It's going to be difficult to please this person. It's going to be difficult to do anything acceptable for this person. And it's going to be really difficult having conversations. And about a year and a half later, this associate of mine reached out and contacted me and told me that I was exactly right in reference to that over intensification of the number one in her chart. It's very, very important for us to learn about the distribution and intensification of the numbers in our charts, because most of us on this call are naming parent was pretty okay. Irregardless if each of us individually doesn't like our names, most of us on this call have average names. And what I mean by average is run of the mill, not too outlandish. We have average regular names. Very few names have a balance of positive and negative, of good and bad, of high and low. However, the exact design for living and being successful is situated in every name when it is discovered, fostered, and embraced. So we talk about numbers, and of course, the way that the number 8 is characterized and described, everyone just thinks that's the best number to have. Every number is the best number to have. And the exact design for living and being your ultimate best is written in your name, in the name that you were given at birth. All it has to do is be unlocked and discovered and fostered, nurtured, and embraced. I want to bust a bubble. Those of us that grew up here in this country, grew up with that phrase in that Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, or one of them, all men are created equal. That's horseshit. Theoretically, it's horseshit, and practically, it's horseshit. Everybody is not created equal. Everybody does not have the same abilities, the same temperaments, the same proclivities, the same opportunities. Everyone is not created equal. That's just not true. It's never been true. Now, I'm not talking about being born into a rich family or born into a poor family. That is not even what I'm even talking about. That's ancillary. That is, yeah, that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about us as physical human beings. We are all not created equal. Some of us get more height than others. Some of us get more width than others. Some of us are born with situations and circumstances that others aren't. Some of us have pigment. Some of us have more pigment. Some of us have less pigment. So this thought of equality, being created equal. No, I wasn't. Nope, I was created unique. Everybody on this call is unique. Even if someone has your exact name, y'all different. There could be another Mark Edward. In fact, I know there's a couple Mark Edward Pyle, spelled the same way I spell my name. I guarantee you, all of us are different. All of us share very few similarities, but all of us are different. Each one of us are different. Anybody got siblings? That right there lets you know that everybody ain't created equal. Come from a big family, or you have someone in your family that have 40, 11 dozen kids. Each one of them kids is unique. Even twins, triplets, quadruplets, all of them. Each one of them is unique. Each one of us is unique. And the numbers, your exact design for living and being successful is situated, located in every name when it is discovered and embraced. Discover your greatness. Embrace your prosperity. Embrace your uniqueness. Find your lot in life and then begin to live the best in that. But all of this, oh, we're equal, everybody's equal under the sun. No, you're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Some folks get more intelligence and less physical strength. Some people get more physical strength and less maybe aptitude for intelligence. I mean, it's just, and that is the reality. It's my desire for the folks who look like me, stop worrying about equality. I'm equal like that. No, I want equal access. That's what I want. Fuck equity, and I don't care if somebody don't think I'm human, or I don't give a rip about none of that. I want the same access that they have to the same type of opportunities and experience. That's the closest to equality I'm even concerned with. Frequently, there will be numbers that do not show up in names. And this is an intensification and a character trait as well. In my given name at birth, Mark Edward Pyle, there are no 6s or 8s in my name. No FOXs or no HQs and Zs in my name. And because the 6 is missing in my name and the 8 is missing in my name, that means something, and that's an intensification, and you get a character trait from that as well. And it doesn't have to be characterized as a fault or something of a lack. However, it does describe character and disposition as surely as any other intensification. I don't have 6s and 8s in my name, but I've selflessly served 6 my entire life, and I have enterprised and innovated and done some great things and expansive things in the business world. 8. I don't have a 6 or 8 in my name, but selfless service and expanding in business, executive business capability, I had it. So it was something that inside of me, maybe at the soul level, I was aware of it, and I encouraged those qualities in myself. Think about the numbers that don't show up in your name. And think about what you know already about those numbers. And then begin to look at some of the patterns in your life or some of the things in your life and see if, even though that number is missing, you have the characteristic, because your life work or your life product, the fruit on your tree, is that of those numbers that are missing. Any comments? Any questions? No?
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
Go ahead, Mocha.
I'm always I'm trying to get to that mute button and it don't always work out. So I know I have a lot of 5s in my name. And the E is a 5, right?
Yes. EN W.
Yeah, I have a lot of 5s, and I know 5s represent change.
Restless change, adventure, experience. You come to enjoy life and all that it has to offer.
Variety.
Sun don't shine on you too long in the same spot, because you be moving. You like it. You like to be on the go. Yeah.
I'm at a place in my life though that I don't want to be on the go. I want to have more stability, and this is what I'm feeling and thinking. I know that my destiny number is a 4 under Shanice Scott.
Okay.
And I know.
So what I'm hearing is you want to tap in to a number in your chart that affords you the ability to sit down and relax and not be so on the go and not be, I got you. That is something that's probably 2 more lessons ahead, but yeah, that lesson is coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I missed a few things because I wasn't on here as soon as you started, but
it's okay.
Okay, I'll go back and listen.
Okay.
But I wanted to, find out more about that. But okay, now that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the how many times it should show up in the name and if it's too much or too little or just enough. Yeah, that's the next lesson. So Thursday. Ooh. Yeah, I just had a senior moment. I'm like, what day is today? Oh yeah, today is Tuesday. So Thursday we will get into what it means for all those repeated numbers in our name. We'll get into that Thursday. Today's just the overview for all of it.
Okay, thanks.
All right. All right. Anybody else? All right. Names vary in length. However, there is an average arrangement and composition to the names. And in the repetition of numbers, in the majority of all given names at birth. So it's governments can decide what names parents can name their kids. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all know that the government can veto a name that you may have for your kid. Is it really your kid? I'm just saying. There is a book of accepted names, and most hospitals have that book. And if you put something on there that is not acceptable, they will not put it on that birth certificate. They'll come back and tell you to change it. I've heard this a few times. Now, I can just imagine, some of the folks in those hospitals when they get some of the iterations of names that we name our children. I was talking with someone very, very close to me about this, and like I said, I'm fortunate that my mother refused my father's request and didn't name me Harrison Edward Pyle IV. I am very, very grateful that Mark Edward Pyle came out of that. Not that there is anything, aesthetically wrong with Harrison Edward Pyle IV. Just when men name sons after them, it's really, really, really a difficult road for that son. My road was difficult enough. But yes, names vary in length. However, there's an average arrangement and composition in the repetition of numbers in the majority of all given names at birth. Every name is unique to the individual it is given to. So it don't matter if there are 4,100 million Shanices that's spelled just like yours. Each one of y'all is unique and different. Don't matter if it's 3,000. If you go to a name convention and there's 3,000 Sharons there spelled exactly like your name, every one of y'all are gonna be different. Everyone. Every name is unique to the individual it is given to and show many divergent differences that it is only by knowing the average occurrences of the numbers that you will be able to precisely analyze the specialized character traits and outstanding elements of an individual, which are demonstrated by the places of intensification in any name. So, like I said, somebody else can have my exact name, and certain spots on the chart will read the same, but certain ones will not. They will not, because we are each unique. The average name, and I'm talking about a first, middle, and last name. First name, middle, maiden, last name, has anywhere between 14 to 18 letters. However, many names are longer and some are very shorter. Yes, Jolene.
Oh no, I was just saying, I was so happy. My mother named me Joe because she got the Lynn from Loretta Lynn. And so I'm so happy she didn't give me the Lynn. I mean, I'm the Loretta. She didn't give me the Loretta, and I was so happy that she kept with the J-O in the family, Josephina and my father. So she gave me the J-O with that. So I'm happy.
Absolutely.
I'd rather have a Joe than a Loretta.
Absolutely. 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 I could just imagine some of the folks in some of these, like I said, some of these birthing centers and some of these official records centers when they're typing up some of these names that we have been given by our parents, and the difficulty in spelling, difficulty in attempting to pronounce it. And if parents, if people who are naming things knew this information, they would be much more careful and much more mindful and much more intentional about the names that we give to our kids and the names we pick for businesses and the names we pick for log-ons and the names we pick for screen names and all of that. We would be a little bit more careful, a little bit more intentional. Any comments? What's the weirdest name you have seen? I want to hear from everybody. Start with you, Jolene. What's the weirdest, most unusual name you have seen or heard?
Oh shoot, I lost you. You hear me?
It's okay. I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, I lost y'all. Okay, so this, I don't know. My mother has like 8 names. That was the weirdest thing. And then I gave my daughter a first name and two middle names because I couldn't let go of one of them.
All right.
But names that's really long that I can't even pronounce, and it's like in the old days, the names like the Shawandas and all that stuff, that was too complicated.
Okay.
And so, I think over time, from that time to now, I think people have realized those names were too complicated, especially when it's time to get a job. You don't want to you want to complicate it more of getting a job for your child. So I think we are learning how to simplify it.
Absolutely. Go
Well,
ahead, Shanice.
I kind of feel like sometimes the ancestors are reaching out for to bring the energy of uniqueness with some of the names that melanated people come up with. And I know that in the job field, with it being, the white supremacist type situation.
Yep.
A lot of times they can tell, okay, this is a melanated child, and that.
Oh yes, they can tell by the first name. Yes, they can. Yes.
Yeah, and they create issues, but I don't think that that should stop the creativity. But I do think people should be more educated about the energy of the names, and that's
absolutely.
I think that's the thing that's missing. I wouldn't want to pull out the creativity, but if people are naming their children with the creativity and then the intention of knowing the vibration of the name, then that's empowering.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what the system is saying about the name, it's a lot of times that can transcend that, because I don't think that if we are knowledgeable about the energy that surrounds us, that other forces can stop us. Something like that.
You're right.
I think it's just a lack of knowledge on how to use your name.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Now, of course, I believe that, yeah, the ancestors do reach out and inspire some of the names. However, y'all know some of them names ain't no bit more inspired by no damn ancestor.
Yeah.
This is too much.
And you know what I'm talking
Portia,
about. You
Portia.
know what I'm talking about. The weirdest, I used to watch a lot of college sports 15 years ago or so. I heard one of the weirdest names I ever heard. I thought it was funny. Somebody named their child DeBrickashaw,
No, sorry.
and it's spelled just the way it sounds: D apostrophe BRICKASHAW. DeBrickashaw. That's a first name. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know no ancestor that's calling out to be called the Brickashaw. You know, and it is just like you said, Shanice, it is, you know, some of it is the creativity. Some of, you know, sometimes we get names, some kids get a name that was given to them to spite somebody's mama, or given a name to get mad at somebody else, or given or was forced to get you yourself, you know about the uniqueness of how names come about, Shanice. So yeah, if our parents, if the folks who named us had been able to be more mindful, and if some of these parents could be more mindful and more in tune with the vibrations of the names that they're given to these kids, they could, you know, a name could it's all about, it's setting you off in one way or the other.
Right.
There is a pro football player, plays, I believe he plays for the Detroit Lions, and his name is Amon Ra, and that's a bad mofo on the football field. That brother is taking names, and look at not only the significance. We know who Amon Ra is.
Yes.
Powerful entity. This brother is living up to that name. There's success written in there. There is a whole bunch of fierce, a whole bunch of everything written into Amon Ra. So yeah, it is that name that we are given, that name that is recorded, that has everything about our success and successful life and living and prosperity. It's all wrapped up in that name. I would love to be able to talk to young expectant mothers and let them know the importance of the name that they brand their child with, male or female, not in a way to just influence and take over the naming situation. No, but be mindful and you know, before you want to place a name on a child that they're gonna carry their whole life, or a name on a business, you don't have to run it by me, but find somebody that is adept in numerology and run it through them and let them tell you the strengths and weaknesses that are going to be in this name. Because we want to, you know, all of us should, had we had the knowledge now, we would definitely want to set our children up with the best possible journey to their best life imaginable. We wouldn't handicap them with anything. We would make it easier for them. We wouldn't make it more difficult.
Right.
Sharon, what about you? You got anything? What's a weird name that you heard or you known of that you would like to contribute?
I actually can't think of one right off the top. I can't think of one.
Okay. All righty. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was named after, well, my daddy wanted to name me directly after his car. And my uncle came in. Well, he wanted to name me after his car and wanted to name me SSS, so something like that.
Yeah. Super Sport. Yeah, he probably had an Impala, Super Sport.
It wasn't an Impala though. It was the other one, the other Super Sport.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then he said, well, Shaq Flukas, which I still don't know what that means. My daddy invented it. And my uncle was like, no, I'll name my niece.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank your uncle. When you see, thank your uncle.
Yes.
Yes, please do. All right. All right.
I remember when I was naming my daughter, my best friend from high school, we were going back and forth. She wanted to name her Courtney. I'm like, what is a Courtney? I just didn't understand what is a Courtney. And to this day, she calls her that, and I call her my name. So she, it's like, names are so powerful. We don't want to give it up once we get it, in
Yes,
her
they
head.
are. Yes, they are. Names are very, very powerful. Thank you guys for that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's get to the number distribution and number intensification chart. This is the chart that will let you know the average occurrences of every number and every letter. All right. All right. The number one is correlates to the letters A, J, and S. And when we're talking about the name, we're talking about average, first, middle, and last name. The number one, or A, J, and S, typically occurs 3 or 4 times in an average first, middle, and last name. 3 to 4 times. I have MARKEDWARD. I have 2 ones in my given name at birth. Don't get upset if you got more than 4 ones in your name, and don't get worried if you got 2 or less in your name. That's not what this is about. This is about becoming intimate with your numbers, and it's not a I need this one or that one. Nope. It is what it is. We are who we are, and we got what we got. All right, the number 2 correlates with the letters B, K, and T. And the number 2 typically occurs in a first, middle, and last name once. Typically. Now we know some Bobbies, B-O-B-B-Y, that's 3. But typically, B and a K and a T appears across your name once. Number 3 correlates with C, L, and U. And that one too, those two, the number 3 typically occurs once in a name, in your first, middle, and last name all combined. And it's the same for the number 4. D, M, and V typically occurs once across the first, middle, and last name. On to number 5. The letters E, N, and W correlate with the letter 5, and the letter 5 typically occurs 3 or 4 times in your name, in a first, middle, and last name all the way across. Number 6 is it correlates with the letters F, O, and X, and the number 6 typically occurs once across a name. I have no 6s in my name. I have 1, 2 in my name. I have 1, 3 in my name, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 4s in my name. I have 2 5s in my name, no 6s. The number 7, G, P, P and Y may be missing from most average names. I have 2 7s. I have the P and the Y back to back.
Oh, I got the Y. I got
The
one
number
Y.
8 correlates to the letters H, Q, and Z. Typically occurs once, however, it may be missing. And for me, it's the however it may be missing because I have no H's, no Q's, or Z's in my name. And then lastly, the number 9, which correlates to the letters I and R. And the number 9 typically occurs 3 times or more in a name. So the number 1, 3 to 4 times, numbers 2, 3, and 4, usually once, 5, 3 or 4 times, 6, usually once, 7 may be missing, 8 usually once, however, may be missing, and 9, 3 times or more. Now notice that the numbers 1, 5, and 9 are repeated more often than the other numbers due to the fact that every one of us that incarnates, every one of us is equipped with the will and determination to get ahead in the world and live life. That's indicative of the number 1. We are equipped with the love of liberty and freedom and the curiosity for experiencing everything new. That's the number 5. And we are equipped with the spirit of humanity that restores and revives the soul of man, regardless of how many times you have been drugged through the mud. That's why the numbers 1, 5, and 9 typically occur 3 or more times in the average first, middle, and last name. When you find a name that is low or missing any of those numbers, if they low or missing 1s, 5s, and 9s in their names, there will be a noticeable, a recognizable, a distinguishable peculiarity in their disposition and in their skills, talents, and in their attitude for that individual. It'll be noticeable. You'll notice, you'll know it off jump.
Weird. I knew I was weird.
We all are. We all are weirdly unique. Any questions about 1s, 5s, and 9s?
1.
Yeah, they repeat over and over because we're all equipped with all of that. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 are found only once in an average name. If there are repeated occurrences, the characteristics and traits will be increased according to the repetitive occurrences. So if like for me, I got 4 4s. So I got 4 4s, and normally you should only have 1 in your name. So I got 4 times the characteristics and the traits of the number 4 in my disposition, in my personality, and in my appetites, attitudes, and the way that I live. 3 is going to be repeated more than 2 and 4, as personal self-expression is vital And it's a strong human nature urge. The number 6 is usually found once, and if repeated in your first, middle, and last name, is an extremely strong and somewhat dominant influence on your character and your whole way of being. Yeah, it is. 6 is one of those numbers that, because of its durability and because of everything that the 6 stands for, it'll just overpower the rest of the numbers. The only number that will even attempt to stand up to the 6 is the 8. That's it. Number 7 is often missing in many names as discrimination, analysis, and a heightened sense of perfection are not exemplary traits for humankind. Y'all understand what I mean by that? You guys get it? Yeah, the discrimination, you know, making those discriminating judgments and you know, and analyzing and picking apart everything, and then the heightened sense of perfection, not the greatest or the most exemplary traits for humankind. They're needed, and they're a part of the total workings of everything. But just think about it. You know, I had to learn how to be satisfied in my imperfection. Because up until age 16, I had a tremendous and heightened sense of perfection, and anything that I couldn't be perfect at, I just wouldn't even do. It would paralyze me if I wasn't just exactly perfect at it. Yeah. 1-7 in a name gives the need to prove everything. Prove everything. To always know the reason why, and to pierce the veil of others' motives and intentions behind every thought, action, word, and deed. That's what 1-7 in your name will give you. 2 of them doubles that. Number 8, often and surprisingly is missing in the average name, even of those of successful and famous people. 1-8 gives the ability to meet and exceed difficult situations and conditions and to work under extreme pressure. More than 1-8 means life will have many tests and long periods of mental endurance. However, it equips you with outstanding abilities. And then lastly, number 9 shows up many times in the average name. When there is a low number of 9s in a name, compassion and forgiveness may be lacking and or non-existent. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mastered Self Numerology's number distribution and number intensification overview. Let's talk about it. Open it up. How's everybody feeling about this so far? Thank you. The next,
the only number that will stand for my O is the 8. Now I see why, because I'm always asking, why do I not let people call me Joe? Remember that?
Yep.
Yep. Now I know.
Yep.
Now I know, because it overpowers everything of my understanding. Is like, no, it's no. And that was it.
Yep. The O and
That's it.
Joe
I don't want.
is the O and Joe runs over that one, man. It does.
Yeah.
It'll just knock
Now I
that J
see.
right over. It'll knock the J right over. Just boop. Just get out the way. Yeah.
Yep. Now I see it.
Absolutely.
Now
Absolutely.
and I have two R's, and I got two E's on my name, and I have two N's. My God. So I am not playing in the middle.
No, you're not. Absolutely not. You're not.
Yeah,
Thank
now
you
I
for that.
see it.
Anybody else? What I want us to do, what I want each of us on the call today to do is just sit down and look at your given name at birth and start going through it and see how many twos you got and how many threes or fours, and see what numbers are missing, and get a really, really good understanding of it. And then when we come back on Thursday, I'm going to let you know what 4 ones in your name mean, or if you got 1 in your name, it should have 3 or 4. We're going to go through 1 through 9 and let you know what average. If your name is average, this is what it means. If you have too many of them, this is what it means, or not enough of them, this is what it means. And we're going to go through each one of those 1 through 9. So take some time, check your emails if you haven't already, and look at the email that I sent you. To have all of these numbers already broken down for you. But do yourself a favor and write your name out on a piece of paper with a pencil. And then above each letter, put the number that the letter is. And then, write 1 through 9 on the bottom of the page, and then count how many ones you have and put a number next to it. How many twos, put a number, how many threes, put a number, how many fours, how many 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. Even though you already have that on the chart that I sent you, do this for yourself, because whenever you write something out, you are launching it into the cosmos and you are etching it into your memory. You're etching it into your memory. So write it out and do that exercise for yourself, just so you can start to get intimate with the numbers. Find out which number occurs the most in your name. Circle that and be ready to talk about the number that occurs most in your name on Thursday. Is that okay with everybody? Everybody okay with that? All right. All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add before we close up for today? Nope. All right. This has been On the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. We do go through the 88 steps into our master self. And I guarantee you, if you keep On the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron a part of your soul's journey, somewhere along the way, your mastered self awaits you. Please allow me to help you unlock the cosmic code of your name and birth date so that you can start happening to life instead of allowing life to happen to you. And whenever I say goodbye, it is only for right now. It is never forever. Until Thursday, goodbye for now.
Peace, everybody. Thanks, Martin.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.